I think democracy matters because it is the best way to make sure that the government is acting in the best interest of the people. In situations where democracy is not present, we have seen time and time again that the people in power will do whatever is best for themselves, regardless of what it means for the people of their nation. Communism is a great example. Every time in history that communism has been implemented, the country ends up running itself into the ground. This can be seen very clearly when you look at the result of the USSR. Another example is if you look at North Korea today. In North Korea, the citizens have been stripped of their rights as human beings. The people in North Korea have a censored internet and a censored media, so the only news that they can get is what is fed to them by their government. The government is in complete control. These citizens are not free to travel outside of the country. Half of the country is starving, and nobody can do anything about it because the dictator has the military on his side. There is nothing that these people can do to fight back. One last example is China. China is another authoritarian government. In the past year, there has been a ton of news coverage of the people in China that are protesting their government. These people are beaten, gassed, and even killed in the street by the police. This is because in China, they do not have the right to free speech. They don't have the right to peaceful assembly, and perhaps most importantly, they don't have the right to bear arms. That means that these citizens don't even have the means to fight back against the very government that is oppressing them. In some cases, there have even been videos of people fighting back against the police with bows and arrows stolen from universities and Molotovs because they simply have no other weapons to defend themselves with. These things happen in these countries because the government does not have to worry about the will of the people. The people have no power. The people in power can do whatever they want, and they still remain in power. That is the power of democracy. In a democracy, the people in power have to answer to the people of the nation, because if they don't act in the best interest of their citizens, then they won't be re-elected, and they will not remain in power. And they will not maintain their power. The reason I am going to vote in 2020 is that I believe that voting is the most important freedom and right that we are gifted with in America. A lot of people decide not to vote because they figure that in a population size as big as the United States of America, their one little vote isn't going to make any difference. I believe that voting is the one true way that we can make a difference. It is the only way we have to ensure that our government is acting in our own best interests. It is important to vote for your rights and freedoms because being able to hold our government responsible for its actions is the greatest power that we have as the American people. I believe that to strengthen our democracy, our two political parties, Democrats and Republicans, must come together once again start acting like one nation instead of a nation divided. In today's politics, the goal of each party has simply become just to defeat the other party. This phenomenon is absolutely disgusting. The goal of both parties needs to be to work together to create the best tomorrow for America that is feasibly possible, and not to bash the other party 24/7 in the hopes that their own candidate will win the next presidential election. Since the last election, almost every issue that has come across Congress has ended up in a stalemate between the parties, with every Republican voting in favor of Trump and every Democrat voting for whatever they think is against the wishes of Trump's administration. The parties must begin to work together and do what is best for America and its citizens.